G'day guys, and this is actually pretty cool. I've got a green screen here, but you guys can see the awesome time lapse I've got showing behind me, and I thought it might be a good way to show you some of the more advanced aquaponic tomato growing. Now, what I'm about to show doesn't just apply to aquaponics, it can go for any sort of gardening that you like, but damn, check that shit out. So if you guys are curious, then keep watching. Now, some of this stuff that I'm going to show you might sound a little bit tricky, but to be perfectly honest, it's not. And it's pretty much what the pros do. I've done a lot of researching, I've done a lot of reading up, and I have watched a hell of a lot of videos and practiced a lot of it myself. So I'm going to show you guys some of the more advanced techniques that I've come up with and some of the stuff that I found works quite well for me. So one of the most important things, funnily enough, isn't nutrients, isn't light, isn't all that sort of stuff. It is pruning the tomato. A lot of the other stuff can be subpar, but if you prune the tomato properly, then you will get the most amount of growth out of it. You'll get the plants to put the most amount of growth into going out and producing the most amount of fruit. And it's not just me doing this. This is how the pros do it. So the first thing we need to do if we want to get the best possible growth out of tomatoes is pruning. It might sound like a simple thing, but if you put it into practice perfectly and very well, then you'll get the most amount of growth out of this plant. Since we want to grow tomatoes and not tomato leaf, since we can't do much with the leaves and end up pruning them off anyway, and we don't do much with the suckers, so we're pruning them off anyway. So the first thing we're going to do, and here's, whoa, two of me. It's kind of weird. So other column here is going to go show you guys how to prune. So basically what we want to do is take off all the lateral suckers. So when the plant's growing, it sends out these lateral suckers from the side, and those are what takes a lot of the energy of the plant. So we want to take these ones away. And it's pretty much just a case of cutting them off, and that is it. You want the plant to grow to one main head and just let it grow up and grow strong. If you leave the lateral suckers in there, then it will take a lot of this power out of the plant and stop it from growing as well as it could. Now, there are a couple stipulations with this one. Since we have two sorts of tomato plants, there's determinate and there's indeterminate. So these ones that you can see behind me, how about there? I'll jump over here. So indeterminates which I've got here, or determinants which I've got here, are other sorts of tomatoes. So they grow as a bush sort, and they're the sort of plants that you want to get. A lot of farmers use these sorts because everything will ripen at once, which is incredible if you're making sauces. So I've got these ones over here. I've got these ones growing really well in an effort to make them grow a lot of sauce tomatoes. So I want to get a lot of tomatoes that I can put on the pizzas and that sort of stuff, and these are perfect since they all ripen at once. But going back to the indeterminates, they are a sort of tomato plant that grows up, and you want to put all the effort into the main leader, which puts out the best fruit and it doesn't sap any energy away from the plant. Now, the difference between the two is that indeterminate tomato plants can grow about twice as many fruit as the determinants, which is quite a lot, but it takes longer to do it, and they will all grow steadily throughout the year as they go. Now, the next thing after we cut off all the suckers is the flies. So the next thing we're going to do after we cut off all the suckers is the bottom leaves. Now these guys will naturally fall off, but you want to keep a nice little leeway between it. If you've got the sun damage, if you don't have enough leaves there, the sun can pretty much eat into the plants. So you want to usually take off the first few leaves. So once all the fruit seems to have set and is getting yellow, then I'll usually chop off all the leaves around the bottom of the plant and let the top ones grow, because the sun is still coming into the green around the plant and is doing a lot of energy and putting a lot of effort into it. Now these plants can almost grow up to about 3 meters, which is a lot taller than what I can get here, and most growers don't have that sort of height in their greenhouses. So one thing we need to do is to lower the plant, and it's really not that tricky. The string that I've got tied up here is really quite all you need. I lengthen that string a little bit, move it over about a foot, and then let the plant drop by about yay much. And that is pretty much it. I do it slowly throughout the season, every couple of weeks, or as it gets to the top of the trellis, I'll keep on doing it and lower it down. Now, we don't want to do it too fast. You do it too fast and the base of the stem will crack, but you do it nice and slowly and it will work out perfectly. Now, stringing up these tomatoes, it's really not that hard. I'll grab some of the clips. Whoa, big hands on the video. So these are the tomato clips that we use to string up the tomatoes. So what happens here is the string goes through those little clips there and holds it tight, and then this bit goes around the tomato. So we put these right below where one of the leaves, so once the leaves have started to go horizontal, then we put it along that bit, and it holds it up really well, doesn't give any damage to the plant, and makes it really easy. And then we just need a little bit of string that holds it to the top of the trellis, which is really not that hard, and pretty much anybody can do it in a home environment. And these clips are super cheap. You can buy them off eBay for, you can get 1,000 for 20 bucks, which is pretty much nothing. Now, this is one of the simpler videos I'm gonna make in this series. The next one I'm gonna pop up to will be a bit more aquaponic specific. So I'll have nutrient levels, I'll have potassium levels, I'll have nitrite levels, and those sort of things that you get the best growth out of these guys. So that will be the next one in this series that's coming out, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will set the time glade camera to watch these ones go, because it's still a little bit early in the season, but you can see some of the awesome growth that I've had inside of this, which I think is pretty cool. So I hope you guys got something out of this, and if it's the first video of mine, then make sure you subscribe, click the circly thing around there, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks guys.